to episode number 3 of the road trip to nowhere. As you saw from the drone and the GoPro footage, I am currently in the middle of the desert of New Mexico. I'm just outside of actually Carlsbad Caverns National Park and Guadalupe Mountains National Park, which are two of the national parks that I'm going to be checking out over the next couple of days. I drove here from Texas, just outside of Breckenridge, Texas, all day yesterday. It was like a 6 or 7 hour drive, I think, and I got here just as the sun was setting last night. So I kind of settled down in a less than ideal campsite, but I slept in a tiny bit this morning and managed to see an awesome sunrise at my campsite. I had some super quick breakfast this morning and then immediately kind of headed out. I just got some gas and I'm trying to evaluate exactly what my plans are for the day, but I think that my plans are twofold. And the first objective for today is to go and check out Guadalupe Mountains National Park, which is right on the Texas-New Mexico border in Texas. So I want to check that out, and I also want to scope out the trailhead of a hike that I'm going to do tomorrow morning. It's been really interesting to see since I've driven essentially across the country now. I've headed from upstate New York all the way south through Virginia and West Virginia, and then west through Tennessee, Arkansas, Texas, and now New Mexico. I've seen massive changes in the landscape as well as in like the style of buildings and things like that. And it's really interesting to see. I mean, particularly here in New Mexico, the buildings are entirely different from what I'm accustomed to in upstate New York. I'm headed right now into Guadalupe Mountains National Park. I will keep you guys updated, but the plan for today is to do some photography, check out Guadalupe Mountains National Park, and like I said, scope out that hike that I'm planning to do tomorrow. The wind out here is absolutely brutal. My hat is literally almost coming off and I can barely even keep my hand stable to take a photo because it's that windy. There's a whole bunch of like lit up signs indicating that it's like a high wind warning right now, but we're gonna keep driving. I know that there's a viewpoint down the road somewhere and we're gonna check that out. That I've been taking photos of this whole time is called El Capitan, similar to the name of the one that's in Yosemite National Park. That's much more well known. So that's not actually the peak that I'm going to be climbing tomorrow. The peak that I'm climbing tomorrow is called Guadalupe Peak, and it's actually taller than El Capitan, and it's behind it. So once you're up there, you get a really, really cool view looking down on El Capitan. So I'm super excited for that. I actually drove past the park just to this viewpoint where I'd be able to get a better view of the mountains. And so now the plan is to drive into the park itself and look at where the trailhead is, because my plan is to leave tomorrow morning at like 5 o'clock a.m. and I'll probably get to the trailhead in the pitch dark. So I want to know where it is in the daylight so I'm not getting lost trying to find the trailhead tomorrow morning. So I went and I scoped out the trailhead that I'm going to be hiking tomorrow morning, and it's in a super convenient spot which is really nice. But I read online that there's kind of a second part of the park that's really worth checking out, and it's called McCulloch Canyon, and that's where I am right now. I haven't done a ton of research on this part of the park, but I think what's unique about it is that where I've been essentially for the past 2 days is like barren desert wasteland essentially, and this is a canyon that goes in between two mountains that's got a river flowing through it that essentially has allowed for a much more thriving population of trees and animals and things like that. So I'm not going to do the entire hike today. I'm going to just hike in a little bit, probably a mile and a half, and then I think maybe in 2 or 3 days I'll come back and I'll do the entire thing. I'm trying to save my energy for that hike tomorrow. Tell the trail just continues to wind around this bend and follow the riverbed, and it starts to go uphill a little bit, I think, but I am going to turn around right here. I have like an 8 or 10 hour long hike tomorrow, so I am gonna chill out for the rest of the night and get packed up and ready to go for tomorrow's hike. All right, guys, that is a wrap on today. I wanted to throw together a little bit of a photography behind the scenes video, as well as kind of an update video to let you guys know what I'm going to be up to for the next couple of videos. So the first video that you're going to see next week on Monday is going to be me climbing Guadalupe Peak, which is the highest point in Texas. It's going to be like an 8 or 10 hour long hike, and I'm a little bit nervous because my Buffalo, New York lungs might not be ready for the elevation gain or just the elevation itself of this mountain. I think it's like 9,000 feet of elevation, so that's going to be really interesting, but stay tuned for that. That'll be out on Monday. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos so far. I'm getting back into the swing of things. Prior to starting this series, I had taken like a 6 or 7 month long break from making YouTube videos, so I'm kind of getting used to it, getting my workflow back together and all of those things. So once I get all of that put back together, I'm going to be feeling really comfortable about making videos really consistently. But let me know down in the comments below if there's anything in particular that you like to see, anything that you want to know about, anything like that, anywhere in particular you want me to go. I mean, I have absolutely free 100% flexibility in terms of where I can go in the US. I'm trying to stick in like the Southwest USA type area right now, so ideally your recommendation should be around there, but let me know if there's anything you want to see or anything you want me to do. I'm super curious. Anyways, guys, thanks as always for watching. If you haven't given the video a thumbs up, please do that. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more content from me, definitely hit the subscribe button down below. Anyways, again, thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.